The same advice could just as usefully been offered to the beleaguered boy George, whose tendency towards the extreme has landed him in increasingly hot water. Like Courtney, George's inability to control his emotions may have something to do with his well-publicised problems with drugs that began way back in the 80s during his reign as the frontman of new romantic pop group Culture Club. His battle with heroin addiction was documented in his 1995 autobiography, Take It Like a Man. He blames his descent into addiction on the deterioration of his stormy relationship with Culture Club drummer Jon Moss. Since then, he's never been afraid to speak out against homophobia.
You know, everybody thinks we live in this liberal world, but people are still making records about shooting homosexuals.
Neither has he been shy about biting the hand that feeds him. At a 2001 tribute to MTV, he let the popular broadcaster have it.
I think MTV has become the kind of very thing it set out not to be. It's become a corporate monster. It has. I mean, it's like a big Coca-Cola commercial. And I think they need to start doing what they did in the early days and break more interesting things instead of playing the same stuff over and over. Because even when you like something, you hear it too much, you start to hate it. I think more variety.
Throughout his lackluster solo career, he has continued to battle his addictions, his struggles and adventures forming great fodder for his stage project Taboo. The success of the musical for which George wrote the lyrics seemed to represent a new era in his life, especially when the show was whisked off to Broadway with the backing of Rosie O'Donnell.
It's different because it's a bigger show, it's a bigger theatre, and we've added 3 new songs. It's definitely, I think it's evolved, really. I don't think it's changed, I think it's just got better.
Unfortunately, however, American audiences didn't agree, and the show closed after 100 performances, with Rosie reportedly losing her entire $10 million investment in the project. It wasn't long before his legendary bad habits caught up with him again. In October 2005, he called police to his luxury Manhattan home, claiming his apartment was being broken into. On arrival, the police searched the place, and instead of signs of a break-in, they found a few grams of cocaine next to his computer. George denied all knowledge of the drugs. In court the following year, he pleaded guilty to falsely reporting a burglary, but stuck to his story about the drugs. He managed to avoid a jail sentence, ending up with a fine along with 5 days community service at New York Sanitation Department. Unlike Naomi Campbell, however, he wasn't able to keep it nice with the swarming paparazzi.
Not fair, but it's just the press goes having you chasing me around. Go away.
For his next trick, however, George made sure it was him that would be going away, for 15 months, to a prison in Suffolk in England. After convincing himself that a male escort had hacked into his computer, he allegedly lured the 29-year-old Norwegian man to his London flat, chained him to a hook in the wall and beat him, until the man managed to pull himself free and escape in his underpants. After the judge handed down the sentence for false imprisonment, it was George's brother Kevin O'Dowd's turn to lose his cool.